Play pretty aggressive from both players, but now we're going to move on into game number 2, and representing We Want to Win Clan, it's going to be, well, it was supposed to be Petros, but he was replaced by Temnotal. And keep in mind, these are both European and Chilean teams, so bear with me as I make an effort to pronounce their actual names. And representing Rebirth is going to be Supremo SC2. We do have some bios here from Rebirth Supremo, and I mean, if I was that guy, I would definitely call myself Supremo too. That's most definitely the Supremo stance. He was once known in the country for doing different cheese or all-in styles every single game, is what the manager said, and he's now a member of the Chilean national team and mixes in some macro-oriented games because I guess you just have to at some point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a main style and then things that they mix in. For most players, it's macro and you mix in cheese, but for some players, you cheese and you mix in the macro.
Yeah, mind games, right?
Yeah.
And then
there's really nothing more confounding than playing someone who you were 100% sure was going to all-in you, and then they go like Nexus first or something, and you're like, no. You see it, and you don't believe it. You're like, this is a fake Nexus. Like, it's a Dark Templar Nexus.
It was actually hallucinated.
Yeah.
But then representing w3c We Want to Win Clan is going to be Temnotal. His name is Marek Zerban. He's a Czech, age of 17, high school student, played for the B team initially, joined the main team in May of 2013. He used to play a lot, but left active playing because of swarm hosts. Again, this is what they said, not me.
No, he plays Protoss, I don't play him.
But with that, we're going to jump right on into the game. This is going to be game number 2. We Want to Win Clan has a 1-0 lead at this point. Is Rebirth going to be able to bring it back? We will certainly find out as we jump into Habitation Station in the upper left-hand corner, representing We Want to Win Clan, the color red and Protoss. His name is Temnotal, I think.
Close enough. And in the top right-hand corner, the blue Protoss, the cheeser, the all-inner. Will he macro this game? Probably not. Rebirth's Supremo.
I mean, that's the perfect name for a cheeser too, is it not? And now both players sort of posturing themselves, saying, you know, what is your actual race here, so I can prepare exactly what I'm going to attempt to try and do on you. But Habitation Station, how do you feel about this map?
Yeah, it's a map.
It's a map that exists, but
I would say Habitation Station succeeds in what it sets out to do as a map, but I don't like what it sets out to do. So it's a small, close quarters map where you constantly expand kind of closer to your opponent. There's not a lot of alternate pathways. There's not a lot of airspace in general. It's relatively hard to drop beyond the main base. And it often leads into stalemate play if one or both players are eager for it.
Well, last week we had actually, Supremo's got quite the interesting scout path here. It's sending his probe
I was checking for proxy gates.
Very obvious, not normal path, while Temnotal is kind of heading across the normal path. But what I was going to say is, I believe it was on Tuesday, we had a TVT where one of the players just lifted off and just went straight for the gold.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of an interesting strategy. I'm over it, personally, but I'm open to the idea of it. I kind of like how the gold base is done on this map. It's in a position where it's in order to defend that gold base, you have to be in a very uncomfortable position with your army on the map. You have to be out in that center, holding that aggressive watchtower. You're open to run-bys and other things. Let's talk a little bit about the builds. Supremo has a lot of gas right now. He has a ton of gas. He is rocking the gas.
Well, Warp Gate is coming down. I'm sort of expecting a Twilight Council, given his profile.
Yeah, he's not making a unit out of the gateway, which is confusing me.
There's a Zealot already out for Temnodal, and he chased away the probe of Supremo. So
Why did the probe I don't know why it got chased away by a Zealot.
Well, he's still heading to the south here, so I'm guessing he's gonna attempt to put something down over here. The mothership core.
Stargate.
Well, you need a pylon first, but there also is a probe of Temnodal hanging out here at about the 3 o'clock position as well. So both players have hidden probes at equivalently placed spots, but Temnodal is not going to be letting any more probes in, as he has a Zealot and a Stalker, and that Stalker is actually quite curious where that probe went.
Yeah, and both players opting for Stargate play now, so we'll probably see a pretty quick Oracle. And Supremo only adding 1 additional gateway here, while Temnodal is actually adding 2, going up to a total of 3. Nope, and there's the 3rd gateway coming down. And right now their builds look roughly equivalent, except Supremo's Oracle is just a little bit faster. And
Temnodal is putting down 2 pylons on the right side of the map now. So is he following up this Oracle with some warp gate pushing here? Both
he
Oracles.
Definitely is. You can see he's been aggressively chrono boosting out his warp gate tech, putting him about 20 seconds ahead of his opponent. Those gateways finishing now, he should be able to start transform those into warp gate. The Oracle's going to kiss in the center there. Mwah.
No secret there, but the Zealot is in the base of Supremo here, so he's going to have
to... Photon overcharge, okay, there we go, so he's going to be safe for now, saves the mothership core. Both Oracles idle, as players are occupied.
Oracle, a unit that actually does take a little bit of micro, but Temnodal, as he saw that, did get a Phoenix out, so, I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world for him.
What is he doing? Oh, he only gets, let's see, 5 probe kills. Definitely could have gotten more there, but got distracted. Getting an early Void Ray, actually, contrary to his opponent's Phoenix play, and I guess the Void Ray is definitely going to keep him safe here. He has no worry about the Stalker pressure at this point. Whatever gateway pressure was planned is probably aborted for now, and the Oracle is not... Yes, it's going in. The Oracle is going in. Photon overcharge is down. Stalker's running the wrong direction, coming in, and the Phoenix there as well. I'm not sure what the Phoenix is doing. And actually, he's still going for the bust. The Phoenix is coming in, picking up the Stalkers, and the Void Ray does get focused down. The Mothership Core gets focused down. Does Supremo have enough to hold this?
It looks like he does. He's still got quite a few Stalkers left in that Void Ray. Those Void Rays were absolutely clutch. He accidentally put a shot onto his pylon there trying to hit that Phoenix, but Temnodal has got a lot of almost dead Stalkers.
And he's going to warp in some sentries here. He knows that if he force fields the ramp at this point, and that is
just going to be it. GG.
Game. Yep.
So
all in.
So it was sort of interesting seeing Oracles out of both players and heading across the map, and obviously it was fairly hard for Supremo to both get the Oracle into the action and hold off his base, as it is a unit that does require some APM to activate, but by the time he got it over there, that Phoenix was there, so I suppose it was a nice reaction by Temnodal, but yeah, interesting, aggressive game.
Yeah, very quick, the way I like my PvPs.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the way the mantra of PvP is, kill your opponent as absolutely fast as possible, right?
Yes, it's good.
So not really a whole lot to say about that game there, as that was pretty straightforward. But heading on after game number 2, that is going to leave us at a score of 1-1, so it does even things up for Rebirth after We Want to Win Clan came out and got the first win. But before we jump into this second game, we are going to be actually drawing today to give away a Corsair mouse, which was given up by Mythologic in coordination with Corsair. We've been collecting entries for that throughout the course of the season so far. We gave away a Corsair headset, I believe, a week ago to one lucky individual, but we do have 2 more codes for you to cash in on today before we do the drawing at the end of today's show. So if you, as I type in chat here, I believe it's giveaway, as long as my all caps doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Troy. So if you go to SC2CTL.com/giveaway and you enter the code I am about to give you, which is bandana. So enter your email address, enter the code bandana, and like and follow the Facebook things, you will get 1 entry for the code, and you will get an additional entry for each item you like and or follow on that page. So you can get a total of, I believe, 7 or 8 entries for each code we give you, and once you like and follow those, every code you enter, you get those additional entries once again. So go to SC2CTL.com/giveaway, enter the code bandana as well as your email address, like and follow all of the things on there, and you will be entered to win the pretty amazing Corsair mouse. And if you do not win that, worry not, because we are still racking up the entries for the Corsair mechanical keyboard, which will be given away during the live finals broadcast here towards the end of June. So if you have not won after today, you will still be in the running for that. So that is cool, and those are given up by Corsair in conjunction with Mythlogic. Mythlogic is a custom game